Alright, hello guys. Got to thinking about something today in uh, the passage of time and thinking about time in general. And thought about something that's really fascinating to me and just continues to fascinate me. And really, it's my life and the life of my dad and the life of his dad and even the life of my great-grandfather. And I want to relate it to you to how I was thinking about this. And not many people think in these terms any longer. But in these 3 or 4 generations that I'm going to talk about, the sped up tiempo, the sped up time in invention and progress, or maybe what we have thought is progress, but maybe it's not. So here goes. My great-grandfather, I don't know the exact year he was born, and I can't rightly remember the year he died. But I know one thing. He fought in the War of the States, the U.S. Civil War. Isn't that amazing? I can't rightly say I would know all the inventions that come out during his time, but he would have been close to, if not living, during the time of the invention of photographs, and I'm talking the invention days or months of that. The ironclad ships, something that was just remarkable for that time, and several other things I haven't really delved into, but concerning his time, then my actual grandpa was born in 1888, and wow, you want to no, excuse me, I can't remember the year he was born, but I remember the year that he passed. And there's some significance to this. And I believe he was born in it was 1890 something. So I want to make sure I get that straight. And my memory's failing me. I used to know, I didn't know my great-grandfather's birth date, but I used to know the death year. And used to know my grandpa's birth year, birth month, and day, and death year and day. But we're going to speed up here, and this is where most of the remarkable things have happened in such a quick time. So my grandpa was born in the 1800s. My grandpa has seen, or did see, the invention and mass production of the automobile. This thing that wasn't quite called radio yet, but was called a uh, if I'm not mistaken, a air receiver, and it was pre-radio where you could go down and buy these little boxes, and they did have dials on them, but you had to put a headset on. Don't believe they were called earphones back then, but you would put the headset on and you'd twist that thing, and there were hundreds of people, because it was a fascination before radio, preceding radio, that you would people would not only have the receiver ends of these things, but they'd have the outputs of them. I would assume kind of like what you call two-way radio today, that not many people operate today, but more people operated when I was a kid. With these two-way radios, you could pick up and talk to people. If you got a jump or a skip, as we called it, halfway across the world, or just sit and listen to foreign languages that you didn't know what the language was. And that was the neatest thing as a boy to me. He got to see the invention of the telephone, the phonograph or record player. Then in the 1920s, he got to see the Great War, World War I, and airplanes come about. It's just remarkable to me. Then my dad, that was born in the 1920s, he was a teen when World War II came about. So he got to see radio just blast open all over the world. The advent of talking pictures, talking movies, he got to see man go into space. Before that, the horrible invention of the atomic bomb in World War II, of which all of his older brothers were in World War II. He was the youngest. He was in the Korean War. He got to see, as I was saying, man in space. And then I come about, and I got to see man land on the moon as a young fella, and see it on the television, on this new creation, the television, that had gotten popular, and which is not so much today. But if we did in fact land on the moon, I sure got to see it as it was happening on the television. I sure did, right along with my old man, right along with Daddy. Amazing. I got to see the internet as we know it come about, cell phones come about, CDs come about, personal computers, even cassette tapes and 8-track tapes I got to see come about. So I've got to see a lot of stuff too. Joe's got to see, my son, as he's come about, computer telephones, of all things. Huge internet, social media that's just connecting everybody from almost every portion of the world. And I wonder uh, what my son will end up seeing after I'm gone. But he will have known that he himself, through his dad's time and his granddad's time, and his daddy's grandpa's time, pert near seen it all happen. And that's just amazing to me, just amazing. A lot of you that know us, that watch us a lot, you know my dad died when I had just turned 11 years old. And I often tell you guys this as well. His daddy died when he turned 11 years old. And sometimes I think I was supposed to, and both my dad and his dad died at 47 years of age. And sometimes I think maybe I was supposed to go at 47. But I'm glad I hadn't. I don't love this world, but I thank God and I cherish every moment that I have to spend with my son, and that I've been able to be around and do things with him that I know that I missed with my daddy, and that I know my daddy missed with his daddy. And those are things which to us are big miracles around here. But sometimes seeing this world and seeing the direction it's going and evil continually growing, I'm set aside a little in my mind that maybe I wasn't supposed to see these things. And then I often think that, well, the good Lord gave me, has given me my son, and has given me extra time to enjoy that. And then I start to think, and I've been thinking about this a little bit this past week, because I really don't like this world. And most of you that know or watch what's going on around here know I get real quick with this world. I hold nothing back with it. Very disappointed in the directions we're going as an earthly society. And I've been thinking here lately, I need to concentrate on me and my son. We need to have more tunnel vision. And we do with concerns to goals. And our goals, the ultimate goal, as most of you that know us would know, that it's just to show evil up, to give evil a punch in the mouth, and give pervertedness a punch in the nose, and win to glorify our King. And so this is the most exciting time to be living right now, as up to this moment. I do believe the real most exciting time in the history of mankind would have been to live with Christ as he walked on earth, obviously. But for the past couple of thousand years, this would be the most exciting time to be living and seeing what's going on. And it reminds me I need to concentrate on my spiritual health, because everything is spiritual, in fact. You hear things like, we're in a simulation, and I'm here to tell you we are. It's just not a computer simulation as the laptop in your house is. But it is a simulation, and we are in a cosmic war of good versus evil. And the scriptures explain this to us, and the sad fact is the ball's been dropped on people explaining these things to us. And so I think I've babbled enough right now, but kind of amazing where I'm sitting from my perspective, looking back and looking up to today and looking forward to tomorrow. It's been a lot of life lived by two men before me that had relatively short lives. We have spanned a long time from me coming from two gentlemen that only lived to be 47, and it's just amazing. And there are people that their dad and their dad had lived to their 70s or 80s and haven't spanned the time that we've spanned. So I haven't done the mathematics behind it, nor do I wish to, because I literally hate adding 2 plus 2 and arithmetic and higher mathematics and stuff, and so I'm not going to do it. But I know it's a long time, and it's just amazing. When my grandfather was born, there was no heavyweight champion of the world. I'm not sure there was a world champion. There were no gloved boxers. They were all bare knuckle guys. And then today you have a Ukrainian of all guys as the champion. And it's just amazing. And everything that's happened in the middle's been amazing. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And want to tell you again, as I told you in the video I put out this morning, I hope everybody has a good week. And to remind those of you who are parents that have young kids, be a parent, be a mother, be a father. Do what you have to do to keep your young ones and your teenagers and your older ones as safe as you can from the evils of this earth.